my scrappy friends, welcome to my channel. I have something really special today for you. I am going to be doing this layout for Moira. She is doing a 1,000 Subbie hop and giveaway. So after you're done watching this, if you haven't went over to her channel, I'll make sure I have a link below in the info box so that you can get to her channel and you can look up the specifics, because she's doing a giveaway and you need to watch her video and comment on her video. There also is going to be a whole other slew and long list of ladies and other scrapbookers who are joining, so make sure that you look in the info box because you can check them out, and you can also find that list from Moira's channel. Also, I am super excited. I remember when I first started my YouTube channel, she was a big commenter and watcher and encourager, and really, if it wasn't for all her support, you know, I think many of us YouTubers wouldn't be where we are today. So the fact that she has her own channel now and she has over 1,000 subbies, I mean, that is just awesome and amazing. I mean, she needs more, is really what I think. So anyway, so I am working on a layout that is from a summer trip that we did last year. And so the theme of her hop is summer, vacation, or holiday type themed. And yeah, so I'm going to do some mixed media because I'm doing pictures from the ocean. And, you know, when you're doing pictures from the ocean, you kind of need some kind of paint, right? So I have some shimmer products. I have some creamies and some shimmers too. So this is, I'm trying to think what colors I use. I know I use Rip the Tide, Boogie Boarding Blue. Let me look and see, because I have some other colors over there too that I wrote down. I just don't have it out. I also have Tickle Me Turquoise and Blew My Mind. So there's some inklings, creamies, and the shimmers. So, and with the inklings and the creamies, you do have to add water to them. I did, as you've seen, used some white gesso on there just to kind of help so that the paint moves around a little bit easier. Otherwise, it just seeps before into the paper before it spreads out, and I didn't want that look. I've done that before, and sometimes it's okay, but I really wanted this to just be light and in, like, underneath my photos mostly, but kind of coming out. So, which is why I'm sticking to certain areas. I was thinking, I knew I had 3 photos, and I was thinking that I was going to put them, you know, in a line basically and have it vertical. This is why I did it the way I did. You will see in a little bit that that is not actually how I did layer my photos, and it takes me a little while to get over that, to recover, which is interesting. I mean, all the scrapping that I've been doing lately the past couple of months, and all the mixed media stuff that I've done before, I don't know why it threw me off, but it just really did. So after this paint dried, I'm going to add just a little bit of stenciling work that looks like waves. This is a Vicky Boutin, and that is just plain modeling paste. It's nothing special. I like the lighter kind, the whipped kind, because I feel like you don't need as much and you get a nice look too, and it dries a little bit quicker because it does take a little while. So I'm just putting a little bit on there because I know it's kind of gonna get covered up, and you do want to make sure that you clean your stencil right away, because if you don't, it will stick on there and be really gross. So now I'm just gonna cut my photos down. I do leave a little bit of white around them, and I also know that I will be backing these just a little bit. I wasn't sure exactly how much, so we'll see as this goes on. You'll be able to see how much I do. This layout took me quite a while to do. I'm not really sure why. So one thing I didn't explain, because I was talking about the hop and everything, but when that first strip of paper that I had put down, I did fussy cut around that little scalloped edge. It's hard to see it. I didn't show me doing it because it took a while to do that as well. So, you know, I just watched some TV and fussy cut it. But it adds just a fun little texture on that side. So, which is one thing that it just makes your layout different and special when you add a little bit of texture. So one of the problems I think is that I have two different sizes. I have that smaller one and then two of the other ones that are a little bit bigger. So I thought it would look better if I put a bigger, smaller, and then a bigger one down at the bottom in like a triangle type of pyramid-y triangle. And yeah, you're gonna see in a minute, because I'm gonna bring over my paper, because I'm thinking about how I want this and how I want to layer it. And this is when I realized, oh shoot, that's not. And I'm like, maybe I can take this off. And I knew once I kind of started pulling it, there was no way I was going to get it off. So at this point, I'm like, okay, let's get some paper to layer behind, and then we'll go from there. So at this point, I'm trying to figure out if I want to use this Heidi Swap paper for the whole thing. Or no, that's not Heidi Swap. That's Dear Lizzie. It looks like Heidi Swap because it matches the color, some of the colors in her stuff. But then I realized I don't want that much of that paper. I just want hints of it. And I like that it has a little bit of yellow, because that photo that I have right there on the bottom also has some yellow in it, because that is a picture of a tide pool, and there's like sea anemones in there. And I'm sorry if you hear weird noises. My cat is in here with me, and I think he wants to get out, and how the heck? My cat just opened the door, guys. Anyway, hopefully my dog doesn't come barging in and making a lot of noise. But so, yeah. So I didn't want a lot of that paper to be showing, because it's kind of busy. But I did want some of the colors for that, because, like I said, there's some yellow in with the sea anemones. But, so then I did wood on the bottom, and then I realized, oh my gosh, this wood paper doesn't meet up with the other paper, and that was bugging me. So I'm thinking maybe I can put this little piece of paper from the strip on the other side, and I don't like it, so I have to take this paper. I'm gonna fix it. This is the one nice thing about layouts and scrapbooking papers. As long as you still have some of the paper left, you can always fix it or find another piece of paper that's similar. So one thing I didn't say is that I am using my For the Love of Homemade kits from July for this, because a lot of the colors that are in my photo are colors that are in these papers or match really well with these papers. So, and we had like summary type of die cuts and stuff that we pulled for it. So I figured, you know, it would be a good idea to just use that kit. And why not? So I still want just a little bit of color or something. And then I actually decide to use some of this paper. Just because I think that the flower, the dark, and then the cream will actually look really well together. I hadn't planned on using that flower side at all. But this is the fun thing about when you make a kit, is sometimes you end up using a side that you didn't think you were going to. So I do like how they're layered, And then the one picture on the smaller picture on there it's just my kids on like a small part of the rocks. They were playing in among these tide pools, and it was as the tide was coming in, so they were starting to close up and stuff. It was quite fun. My kids had a lot of fun. So I still want to try to get this paper in there, because that one is definitely from Heidi Swapp, and it has like a gradient color or like an ombre, and so it doesn't quite look the same as the part that I had on my layout already, but it helps bring in some of that blue, because there is a lot of blue from the water and the sky in Washington State once it starts getting into June and July, but definitely in July. But even in part of June, like the clouds start clearing out and the sky just gets this wonderful blue color. But it's like a light, wonderful blue. It's not like a deep blue, but it's just really nice. So now is the part of the layout where I'm going to try to find a whole bunch of embellishments. I'm telling you guys, this layout took me forever, and I don't really understand why. I didn't do like a lot of complicated stuff, but I did look through a lot of die cuts and stuff, and I kind of wanted to share this part because sometimes you look through things and it takes a little while to find stuff. Like I really thought I was going to use that. I love that Sea Sun Fun card, but I felt like it was going to cover up a lot more of the mixed media that I did. And even though sometimes I don't mind covering it up, I already was a little shaken, or I shouldn't say shaken. I was a little thrown off by the fact that I didn't put my photos the way that I thought I was going to. And so I really didn't want to lose more of that media. I did want some of it to peek out, because you miss some of it anyway. So I'm just trying to find how I think that you can see enough of it, but also kind of looks like intentional, that I didn't get all the media everywhere. Yeah, no, it happens to all of us when we do mixed media stuff. Now, I did want to use that Explorer. So these are pieces that I'm pulling out that I think that I want to use. And I looked through quite a few summer collections that I had. I just grabbed some. I had the one from the Sea Sun Fun. I don't remember what one collection that was from, but I also had the crepe paper poolside, and and I had stickers from them too. So this little label is from the stickers. This said something about ice, and I really didn't want the ice to be on there, but I liked the blue part. So I'm just trying to bring in some of those blues, some teal colors. And I thought about putting Weekend Getaway, because we did this on the weekend. So it was perfect. And I really like that glitter. It's glittery gold glitter. I like it. It really, with the way that turquoise color, the Shimmer's turquoise, no, I don't think that one was a Shimmer's. I think that was a Creamies or an Inklings or something. But the one that has like a gold base, and it's like turquoisey color. And it just really like helps that pop of yellow. So here's some other yellows that I found in my stuff. I think those were from Poolside. There was pops of yellow, and I really like the fact that I could bring in some of that yellow but just have a little bit of it, because I didn't need that much of it. So I'm gonna hide this summer. I don't need summer twice on there. I thought about putting it on there twice, and sometimes that stuff doesn't bother me to just put random or two of the same word, but for whatever reason I was like, yeah, I'm not really sure I want that. So I hid it underneath so it just kind of peeks out. I really liked how that little cluster turned out. And I want to use this Explorer, and let me tell you, I had to try to adhere that like 3 times because my photo was on pop dots. I couldn't get in there just that well, and it kept coming up because it didn't staple all the way. And I thought about using that Make Your Own Paradise. That's from Pink Paisley. That was in some of my other summer stuff that I pulled over for my kit. But I'm not going to use it there. I will use it. I'm just going to tuck it in other places and it'll work fine that way. I should have thought a little bit more about that cluster on the side, that I might want to add more stuff, because I feel like the yellow pieces, I kept having to like fix them because I would try to add stuff into it. But you know, it's not fun if you're not having to rearrange it. Or you could learn from me and not adhere things until you think you have what you want. So I think I'm going to end up just putting it over here somewhere. And then I rip that piece just a little bit because I feel like you can't see it that much, and that was an easy way to do it. So I still had some of the flares. I added that to my kit, and then I had that wood button from Maggie Holmes, and it had a swan in it in the yellow, and I really don't need the swan on it. It makes no sense. So I covered it with a heart. I was like, hey, I'm getting smart with my embellishments here. If you can tweak them. Now, so my thought is with this, and I'll share this now before I forget. I use those big enamel dots. Excuse me. And they're really fun. But I was actually thinking that at some point I might try to cut them so that they're not hanging off, because obviously when I put them in the page protector, they probably won't fit. And I like the thought of it hanging, like, of it not being a full circle. So, which is why when I put the one underneath that button, that's why I put it in there, like kind of underneath the photo a little bit. This is where I have to, so I end up stapling it on both sides, and I think that helped a lot. And so here's just my title, and it's just going to be Tide Pools. I didn't need it to be really, you know, amazing or like something, but so this is it. So definitely check out MOIRA'S, her channel, because her channel's awesome, and I love looking at her layouts. She's like awesome. And I thank you guys for joining me today, and definitely look in the info box so you can see all the other ladies, but also with for the Love of Homemade kits, you can also look at the playlist. I have a playlist for that for July. So if you want to look at more layouts that I've made or that other ladies have made or other YouTubers have made, definitely check that out. But I will see you guys later. Have a great, great scrappy week. Bye.